or they need to go to Nakoski, definitely they need to go. So making sure that they are guided that way. That's before every institution, every Iserc had their own way of writing the letter. So they standardized it because it made it easier to remind us, to remind the PI that there are additional approvals needed. So if you already have that, I think you have almost all the appendices. Even the guidelines, did you get a guideline on the studies from Nakoski? How to charge? Yeah, because that's something we can ask them to come up with to guide the institutions, but you can get from 3 different. Like, you know, the kind doesn't charge at all, that they don't review anything, only their own constituents. Yeah, so having a slide, but it's good. How did you get your rate? You didn't check the neighbors? Yeah. Yeah, so I think like in Moi, whatever amount of money I pay when I pay for my protocol in Moi University, the money doesn't go to the Iserc. It goes to a pool in the university, in the hospital, or whatever budget. So that money doesn't necessarily come back to us. So we have to have, that's what I'm saying, when you have your retreat, have an annual activities and cost budget. So you have a budget that CM has about what you want to do. Then they decide where the money, the pocket money, because you see, you can have a lot of money in the Iserc or very little. Yeah, but I think the key thing is to have activities that have been approved for that year, and they are adding value to the Iserc or to the work that you're doing or something like that.
So just clarify, so you say the hospital, you pay to maybe a common...
Yeah, there's a common account.
Yes, but does just give you the money as per your budget?
Yes, sometimes we don't get money. In fact, right now, this committee is suffering from lack of money, even though we are charging PI's money.
How do you fund these retreats and everything?
So I don't think they've had a retreat for a while. It used to be there, but now, when Russell was there, we were getting $1 million a year for the Iserc. We were supposed to get $2 million, $1 million from the hospital and $1 million from the university, because we reviewed protocols from my university, from the AMPA consortium of 22 universities, and MTRH and also my university partly. So my university stopped giving us the 1M many years ago. It was only the hospital who were operating on 1M. And yet the income comes from Iserc into the pool.
Because the research and the amount of it.
Sorry?
Because the research.
No, I don't remember this.
Some other question is, let's say we successfully apply for a grant.
Yes, it's a Iserc.
Yes, it's a Iserc. This money comes, do you have like the liberty to manage it, or just to go to the hospital?
So, like here in Tabora, because you are a private entity, it's easier for you to make a case with this. First of all, when you'll be writing the grant, you will say what the grant is for. And an example is the research misconduct, the bill. This grant was written by, we wrote it with Professor Edwin Were, our chair of Iserc in Moi. We wrote this grant to actually NIH. We got the money, and we had said we were going to do some work on research misconduct. And we were going to run workshops. We had all stakeholders from national, from other universities. We did all that, finished, and you name it. So the activities are already preset before you get a grant. And yeah, I would encourage you to write grants, because there are grants out there to support this kind of thing. Like if you did a grant looking at just informed consent and enhancing how we get this community autonomy, what do we call it? Community, yeah, or something like that, or anything else you want to do. There will be likely some philanthropic grants out there, or like even some work you want to, clinical trials. Big farmers are interested in preparing the community for clinical trials. So if you say you want to do some education about ethics and research and consent in the community, something that's never been done in your catchment, it's likely you will get funded. Those types of funds, they may not be very big grants, but they will, and once the money comes, first of all, before they give you the money, they have to confirm where the grants management office. So you need to have a very clearly well-structured office where the funds are managed. If not, sometimes people use the Strathmore University to be a collaborator because they already have a grants management office or something like that for another time, and you have two sites. So, Carol was supposed to be here to walk us through the recent proposal review. That had been moved up. And we had moved the money, so I don't know the next section on my list. So we are wondering, should we... Emerging issues in research, module 9, we will do tomorrow morning. So what had happened, because we moved the quantitative research session to today, I had moved the emerging to tomorrow. Then I squeezed it because of the young doctor who was in the corner, and I moved it to this afternoon. But she needed to go and she wanted to be here for it, so we accommodated her. So we might finish early today. Then we had said the review process we could have done it this afternoon. So, but Carol is not feeling well. She's asking that we do it in the morning. So the imagine is actually just a short overview. So now we have an idea of there are new technologies, new devices, and new diseases. And there are things that, God forbid, but another pandemic may just hit and you will receive a lot of protocols. It's good to think about those types of things and the role of the ethics committee. And we'll talk about a few key ones and the types of ethical considerations to think about. So tomorrow will be a bit short. I mean, most of the modules are short. Apart from the review process, we take time on that one because it's an activity we're doing now, and we like to listen to all. In fact, quite often we use a real protocol and discuss it and see how we review. And I'm not sure which style she had planned to use.
She's going to use it.
Yeah, so it will be hands-on. We will see how we actually do it and things like that. Yeah. So when you work on the SOP, if there's any part where you will need help, you just let me know. And then we can just use email and calls and things like that. So this module will be very short because we had already had an overview of that. Remember the post? And maybe you have questions based on what you had that time. So that's quite short. This we have already been talking about institutional support. So it will be very short, also it's like 2 brief slides. So that's why we always just move. Okay, this was supposed to happen today, but it's alright. This is the longest tomorrow. The rest are very short. Good. Thank you so much.
So do we have any last minute comments or questions from the rest of the I just want to commend speakers and then also commend everyone. 2 days of sitting down and listening and participating in some of these that are interesting but sometimes tedious topics. That's not easy. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been here. So that's what we are heading towards. So this is part of the building capacity building to get us to that place. And as you can hear from our facilitators, there is a lot of room, not just for improvement, but then also for collaborations for growth. And so I'm looking at this side of the table as I'm talking, because like she was hinting at, you guys will be the future Iserc members one day. And so please keep that in mind, that as we are learning, you're not just learning for yourself, but you're also equipping yourself to be able to give. And one way to give is by joining the Iserc. So I just want to say thank you. If there are no more comments, you can share the grace and resume tomorrow. So we resume at 8:30. There will be a short meeting between the CMO and the facilitators in the morning.